Hey everybody! Welcome to another Static Between Worlds recap, hosted by me! I'm Sarah, I play Cassandra, and unfortunately this recap comes to you today thanks to some technical difficulties when we recorded this specific episode. Thankfully, we have audio from our illustrious DM, Micah, so my summarizing will be interspersed with actual legit recordings from the day of. Alright, let's get into it. When we last left off, the Hazard Club stood before Sienna's stolen music box and the man responsible for all these paradoxes, all this madness, the man behind the curtain, or in this case, some magic and blast-resistant glass, Heath.
Mr. Heath is sitting there, and he doesn't seem threatened at all. I mean, he's sitting at a table, very casually, legs are crossed. Now that you're looking at him, you see he's in a reasonably nice business suit, has a few things just in front of him that he's been writing down. And you get a closer look at him, which you really haven't seen him as an individual outside of his photo that Aunt Celeste had. He's aged a little bit older of a gentleman, but still pretty traditionally handsome. He was a pretty tan human man, and he had salt and pepper hair in the picture with Aunt Celeste, and that has slowly kind of turned into almost all gray, and the lines in his face are quite a bit deeper, but still reasonably handsome, I guess, in like a George Clooney sense. He sits there and he smiles, and he says, "I have been most anxious to meet each and every one of you." Everyone sees behind him, you're starting to see kind of that cutting edge technology, as he's got a row of small TVs that seem to be appearing just behind him, currently off, but some sort of looks like security TVs in that room that he's able to monitor. And he looks out at all of you and just says, "Everything in this room took so much time, so much dedication, so much prep work. And now, it's all coming together. The future. Good and bad. That really is the beginning of all of this, isn't it? The conversation of good versus bad. You think this was my dream? You think this is what I wanted? No, this was Vander's crusade. I was the one who questioned. I was the one who warned. But he would look at me and say, "We'll never know the line between God and man until we step over." And we did. We built what no one dared. We shattered limits. And we paid with futures, with bloodlines, with histories, all erased. And when it all went wrong, when the radiation bled through the whole town, I stood in the wards. I smelt the decay. I watched mothers outlive their children. Vander, he only watched his creations unfold, and it wasn't until his own blood was taken that he discovered morality. One boy outweighed hundreds. Then came his grief and outrage, his need for meaning, hypocrisy. Do you know how many of my family died? But he was right. I hated him for it, but he was right. That is the nature of our kind. I felt I was in a very dark spot. I felt as if the shadows were overcoming me. But you've really hit the nail on the head, Jimmy. There is no good. There is no evil. There's only will. There's only the hunger to ascend. There is only evolution. The rest, your friends, your family, scaffolding for the next world over. Bone and ashed, laid for something greater to climb. Your delusion is to think that I care about Vanth. I don't care about the money. I've never cared about the money. I don't care about the corporation, the greed. I have glimpsed beyond this world, and I have seen the shadows that linger there. And I know we were wrong. We were wrong to suppress magic. We were wrong to stop the next form of evolution within ourselves. Magic is not a blight. It is evolution itself. And I will not flinch to make sure that we are prepared for that step. Where are my manners? We, admittedly do have some things that were taken. I am sorry, Sienna, about your music box. Then again, it was Vanth property, and then again, I'm not the one that stole it, so not really my problem on two accounts. I'll stop talking about that. The theft is more about family ties than me, so we can move on. I do, however, require the help of every person in this room. Very quiet. Aren't you interested to know how you can help? I'm sorry. He kind of taps his fingers on the desk. I've had quite a long time to think about this spiel. One by one, you see footage of all of the trapped members trying to escape. You see security footage of Uncle Bernard, of both of your parents, everyone you care about. The entire town pops up one after another. And he says, "You really don't understand just how long I've watched you, do you, Madonna? Such a cool persona that you put on, but underneath, I think we both know you've got a little bit of a weak spot. We do just need a little bit of a zip, a little bit of a kickstart. Haven't quite been able to put it together, but this device really is magnificent. The music, the math, brilliant. The first equation that really rivaled Vanth himself. An equation that would allow us to keep Vander's machine going. Long beyond anything that we've been able to do in the past. Keep it going until the cracks come through and the world order is returned as it's supposed to. Thing is, it just needs a little bit of a kickstart. And when I saw the four of you, I realized you are exactly what I've been missing. The proverbial kickstart that I've been needing to really get this thing kicking. I don't think I need to remind you what's at stake here, but he'll snap his finger.
The music box needs magic from our heroes to jumpstart the veil punching machine, and while Heath threatens the lives of their loved ones, it's not until he brings out tiny, earnest Max that reality sinks in.
Two figures you've never seen before will come in, holding a small frame that's wrestling in their hands as they tie Max down. He really is quite a clever boy, I must say. Hacking our systems, I just wish he would have thought that we probably would have noticed. You see he's getting gagged, but as he's gagging, I'm sorry, Jimmy, I didn't know, I thought...
Madonna tries to addle Heath with a spell, but the magic just gets sucked into the music box. Jimmy, in a rage, attempts to smite the barrier between him and Heath wide open. Heath says it only needs one more, but now he has to make a point. These kids are stubborn, so he takes Max in hand and kills him. Max dies.
You see Jimmy, tears in his eyes, light up his tattoos, go down his arms as the blade itself seems to erupt with arcane energy, and boom, into 1,000 pieces. The music box goes flying, but not before you see that energy get sucked in. Just for a moment, Mr. Heath starts to say, yes, that'll...
But the divine magic goes into the music box as well and jump starts the machine. As well as, in the aftermath, seemingly vaporizing Heath? Only, no, they can see him on the monitors in this labyrinth of an underground base, and so they vow to go after him. But only after they decide how to take Max's body with them. Jimmy breaks down, reborn anew in rage and vengeance, crying over his best friend's body. Madonna respectfully covers him and empties out the foul accumulated contents of their bag of holding, so as to wrap and store Max for a proper burial later. She also takes the time to try and find something of the music box to save for Sienna, the last gift her parents will ever make her, and discovers a metal plate.
You see a small, ornate metal plate, maybe the size of an inch, that just says, "Love Mom and Dad."
Cass, in a desperate effort to avoid looking at Mac, to not even think about any of this at all, pops detect magic to try and help find Heath before whatever his plan is succeeds. They gear up and head out. From the look of the monitors, Heath is transforming There's lots of transmutation magic around his person and in the air, warping like heat waves. But the Hazard Club is, unfortunately, very lost. Instead of Heath, they find a room filled with animals and cages, some sort of experimentation area. Jimmy, perhaps still too grief-stricken, fails to connect with them, but the others spread out to explore and find Aunt Celeste. She's safe and healthy, it seems, but fresh out of surgery. And it's safe to say that Celeste has had Vander's memories taken out. She's clear-headed for the first time since the rest of the party's ever met her. And also appropriately concerned by her beloved niece's behavior. But more pressing issues are at hand. If Celeste is here post-op, then maybe Vander too? And yep, in the next room, unaddled and kind of an asshole. So a few of the more upset members of the party maybe take their frustrations out on him verbally. They also tie him up, question him, get some info. He says he can maybe stop the machine, and then later goes, no, it's probably best to stabilize it instead of stop it completely. What started can't really be stopped, which is unfortunate. And then the group reconvenes, plan in hand, at the entrance of the animal room to find the Vanth representative, the Dragonborn Nina Falls, waiting. She admits she hates children, and we reassure her the feeling is very, very mutual. Madonna releases the animals in an attempt at a distraction, but the teddy bear paradox detector goes off. The animals, now free, are pulled and warped by the ambient magic into each other. Even Nina herself and Jimmy's owl familiar get sucked in, until 3 hulking beasts stand between the Hazard Club and Heath. Between our heroes and saving the day, between 4 heartbroken kids and the man who hurt their loved ones, potentially broke the world, and murdered their friend. Look out for next episode, when the Hazard Club must fight a hook horror, an owl bear, and a chimera with Nina's head. Can they survive this fight? Can they do so and still thwart Heath? Is all of this for naught? Is the world ending? Tune in next time to Let's Get Critical's premiere campaign, The Static Between Worlds. Do 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 do.